This topic has sort of been making the rounds. I know Greg Doucette did a video on this, More Plates, More Dates did a video on this, and so I wanted to share with you my top 10 favorite fitness YouTube content creators. Now, I know some people are going to be like, this is favoritism. Yeah, it is favoritism. That's exactly what it is. And this was actually really tough just to narrow it down to 10 sources of information. So I'm going to put a list of honorable mentions somewhere on the screen. And these are people who perhaps they don't post as frequently, or I just don't consume their content as much as I used to. But there are definitely still sources that are good and that I consume on a semi-regular basis. Also, it is in exact order. None of that in no particular order kind of stuff. Get out of here with that pussy bullshit. Number 10, AlphaDestiny. I've followed this guy for 4, maybe 5 years, and what I respect most about him is that he is a free thinker. A lot of his ideas are completely unique. You don't see them anywhere else. It's not like he stole them from someone else and just regurgitated them. No. He experiments with his own training. He's super freaking strong, and for a natural, he's ridiculously jacked as well, and he knows what it takes to get results. A lot of his content really makes me think, because he knows the concepts and he knows how to explain them in a very simple and effective way. And if you're a natural lifter looking to put on both size and strength, he is definitely a good guy to follow. And recently he had a sort of internet argument with Greg Doucette, and most of Greg's audience seemed to side with Alex, which was actually pretty nice to see, considering that Greg completely strawmanned Alex's arguments. Next up, number 9, we have Igor Opashensky, Vitruvian Physique. And I really like his content, some of my favorite stuff. It's always science-based, it's always very engaging, lots of charts and graphs and, little jokes and awkward pauses, that kind of stuff. And I watch almost all of his videos. Actually, I wish he would post more frequently because I watch basically every video that he comes out with. A lot of his topics are very interesting and unique. He did a video on what would Arnold look like naturally, which I thought was incredibly well done. He also had a video called Fitness Will Not Fix Your Life, which I completely agree. I get clients who think like, oh, if I get in shape or get a six-pack, everything will be great. I'll be happy. I'll get loads of gym in, that kind of thing. Not so much. Number 8, More Plates, More Dates. Now, I'm not really into the enhanced side of things. I don't take steroids. I'm lifetime natural, etc. But I do think it's good background information, good to know what they actually do. And I would say at least 90% of my knowledge of the enhanced side of things comes directly from his channel. Plus, the dude's work ethic, absolutely fucking insane. He puts out 2 to 3 videos per day, sometimes more, and it's just absolutely amazing and just staggering as a content creator to see him put out that much content. I'm lucky if I get out 4 or 5 videos a week. So to see him doing that per day is pretty amazing. Plus, he's a good dude, and I never get the feeling like he's pushing steroids or he's, overemphasizing their impact. He's always very realistic and just informational. I don't get the sense that he has an agenda or he wants to push something or convince people not to stay natural. And in fact, he almost always says like you should be training and have your diet in place and everything else before you take SARMs or steroids or anything like that, which I think is important to say. I think too many, sometimes big content creators, they start to be selling you this idea of steroids. And I don't get that vibe from More Plates, More Dates at all. Plus those damn devilishly delightful delts, man. Just divinely delectable. Delicious. Next up at number 7, we have Alexander Bromley of Empire Barbell. Now, one thing that I really like is that he does not waste your time. Unlike me right now with you. He gets right to the point. He doesn't blather on. Everything is very succinct. Motherfucker.
Succinct.
And he is my go-to source for strength training. He's very to the point. He's very knowledgeable. He has an amazing deadlift considering his leverages are not great for it. And when someone is extremely proficient at a lift, despite not being maybe super naturally talented for it, I listen to that person because undoubtedly they have really had to learn how to improve it. If someone is extremely naturally talented, maybe they're just gifted. But in this case, he knows his stuff, especially with that lift, and he is my go-to source for bracing. Number 6, we have Renaissance Periodization. Now, even though I disagree with Mike Israel's self-assessments on reps in reserve completely and utterly, and I think it's kind of strange how he's doubled down on that even recently, saying that everyone's reps in reserve look a little bit different. They do look a little bit different, but if your concentric takes 1 second and there's no slowing at all, you weren't 0 to 1 reps in reserve. No frickin' way. That being said, I love their content. And just one thing isn't really enough to write off all of their content because they know their stuff. They put out a ton of content. They are very, very prolific, often multiple videos per day. It's always on point. It's very thoughtful, very analytical, very logical. Just because, there's this reps in reserve thing, to me, that doesn't actually impact my recommendations of their channel very much. Mike himself is a PhD. I did a video on him up there, and he knows his stuff. You know someone knows their stuff when they can just have a PPT up and talk about a subject at length without stopping for 30 or 40 minutes or even an hour. I've seen him do videos that are just an hour long. No cuts, no edits, just him talking about a particular subject in detail. That is pretty freaking amazing to see. Plus, he's fucking hilarious and super entertaining. So when you combine all those positive factors, getting reps in reserve a little bit wrong, or even a lot of it wrong, is not that big of a deal. Next up, number 5, we have Steve Shaw from Massive Iron. I love his content. It's very raw. It's very no bullshit, to the point. He actually tells you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. He just doesn't say it. He actually does it. He's not afraid to call out bullshit as well, and it's just a guy with a hell of a lot of experience giving you some damn good advice on a very regular basis. I've learned a lot from his content. It's always spot on, and the more I watch his content, the more I like it. Number 4, Enkiri of Enkiri Elite Fitness. Now, he would be my go-to source for athleticism, jumping, sprinting, that kind of thing. Again, no bullshit, no frilly stuff, no Bosu ball bullshit, just basic, normal stuff that actually works. Also, he's not afraid to call out bullshit too. He was one of the first people to ever call out Athlean saying that Geoff Cavalier was not a strength coach. He got a ton of shit for doing that. But one thing I've seen on his comment section is that I used to hate you, Alec, because you called out Geoff Cavalier. Now I realize Geoff was wrong, and I'm a big fan of yours. So, having the balls to call out bullshit, it's tough sometimes, but it's absolutely what the industry needs. He's definitely another guy who walks the walk. He's super fucking strong, super athletic as well, fast, high jump, high vert, etc. And more than that, he is a free thinker as well, similar to AlphaDestiny. So he is challenging common knowledge, challenging dogma. And sometimes this has resulted in a video of his making me think. So for example, his video on why push-ups are better than the bench press, at the end of the video, I'm like, all right, that changed my mind on some things. And that is a good thing to have. Number 3, we have Natural Hypertrophy. Now, he has almost 1,000 videos in the past year or so alone, and it's just an amazing body of work. The amount of content that he puts out, the quality of the information, all of it for free. He's a dude who has integrity in spades. Just amazing. Go binge on his content. Spend a few hours, if not a few days, doing nothing else. Just lock yourself in your room with an internet connection, and yeah, it's amazing. Plus, the dude has a ridiculous physique and trains insanely hard. If you want to see a true RIR 0 that's actually very, very close to failure, go to this guy's channel and watch some of his deadlifts or other lifts. That is real hard training. Plus, I like the fact that he calls out steroids and steroid users, abusers, fake naturals, etc. Not specifically, but just in a more general and classier sense than some people. And this is necessary. This is needed, because you get a whole lot of people talking about the good and showing the good and showing the benefits they can bring in terms of your physique, but almost no one talks about the downsides, about the health risks, about how you can build a great physique naturally. Number 2, we have Geoff Nippard. Now, he is by far the best fitness content creator with over 1 million subscribers. By far. It's not even close. He is the only truly science-based fitness dude that has a big channel. The only one. And a lot of other content creators that are 1 million plus subscribers, they are only science-based when it fits their narrative or when they can use it to push products or market, etc. I would say he's the only guy who is actually science-based. And one thing is, as a content creator, you start to notice which types of content take more time to produce. Some content creators, I can tell they can put out multiple videos per day because that content just doesn't take very much time and attention and care. I can tell that every video that Geoff Nippard puts out, dozens, if not hundreds of hours go into because of the production value, because of the research, of the scripting, of all of the details that create incredible content. Number one, drum roll please, drum roll please, drum roll, okay. Nalewanyj. Now he is a great mix of content. It's science-based stuff, just non-science but logical-based stuff, calling out bullshit as well, which I really think is necessary and needed and I really appreciate, and just solid advice overall. Throws in some humor, some editing, absolutely fantastic overall. I consume literally every single one of his videos. I actually checked which of his videos I have seen. Every video in the past 8 months. So definitely worth checking out. I'm sure a lot of you are already subscribed to him as well as everyone on the top 10 list. All of these guys are absolutely worth subscribing to. All of them are men of honor and integrity. And it's nice to see people in the industry doing things the right way. And to me, that is super important. If someone has the best information in the world, but they're a complete slime bag, maybe I'm not going to consume their content, okay? Just out of principle. But all of these guys are definitely good people doing things the right way, and so I fully support all of what they are doing. All right, so drop all of them a sub if you want, at least check them out, and I will see all you guys in the next video. Peace!